Welcome. Before we begin, I want to invite you into a simple idea that often goes unnoticed in a world that celebrates big moments and dramatic change. Most of the life you are building is shaped in the smallest, quietest choices you make each day. Not the decisions that announce themselves, not the moments that feel bold or defining, but the brief pauses, the passing thoughts, the choices that seem too small to matter, and yet, over time, become the foundation of who you are becoming. This episode explores those moments. We will move through the space where awareness meets action, where intention becomes habit, and where personal growth begins not with a grand plan, but with a single, steady step. Together, we'll look at how daily choices, what you give your attention to, how you respond to your emotions, how you care for your body, your relationships, your time, and your environment, quietly shape the direction of your life. Along the way, you'll be invited to slow down and notice, to reflect on the patterns you've been living inside of, and to recognize the power you already hold in the micro decisions you make every day. We'll explore practices that bring you back into the present moment, habits that build on what you're already doing, and ways to cultivate gratitude, resilience, and self-awareness, not as abstract ideas, but as lived experiences woven into ordinary life. This is also a conversation about responsibility, not in a heavy or punishing sense, but in an empowering one. The kind that reminds you that even when you can't control everything around you, you still influence how you show up within it. By the time we reach the end of this journey, the goal is not that you walk away with a perfect plan. The goal is that you walk away with a clearer sense of yourself, a deeper trust in your ability to grow, and a few small, meaningful actions you can begin to take today. So, wherever you are, however you're listening, take a breath. Let this be a moment of arrival. And when you're ready, let's begin with a quiet, powerful truth at the heart of it all. Significant changes often start with tiny steps. Chapter 1: Introduction to Small Steps and Big Changes. Understanding the impact of daily choices. Daily choices quietly shape the direction of our lives, often long before we notice their influence. Each decision, what we give our attention to, how we respond to challenges, and where we invest our energy, builds the framework of our future. When we begin to understand the weight of these small moments, we gain the ability to guide our lives with intention rather than habit. This awareness invites us to step into authorship of our own story, creating a life that reflects not just what we do, but what we deeply value. Habit formation becomes the bridge between intention and transformation. Small, repeatable actions create structure where motivation alone cannot. Instead of chasing dramatic change, we learn to design systems that support steady growth. By examining our routines, we uncover which patterns move us forward and which quietly hold us back. This process strengthens our sense of personal agency, reminding us that progress is built through consistency, not perfection. Mindfulness adds depth to this journey by sharpening our awareness of the present moment. Rather than moving through the day on autopilot, we begin to notice the subtle signals, our emotions, our thoughts, and the physical sensations that guide our decisions. These moments of awareness create space between impulse and response, allowing us to choose with clarity rather than react. Over time, this practice strengthens emotional regulation and fosters a more grounded, intentional way of living. Gratitude deepens this awareness by shifting how we interpret our experiences. Instead of measuring life by what is missing, we begin to recognize what is already supporting us. This perspective builds emotional resilience and encourages choices rooted in appreciation rather than scarcity. When we consistently reflect on moments of growth, connection, and progress, we train our minds to seek meaning even in ordinary days, transforming routine experiences into sources of encouragement and momentum. The influence of small choices becomes evident in our relationships. Tone, timing, and attention all shape how others experience us. A pause before responding, a thoughtful question, or a moment of genuine listening can strengthen trust and connection. By reflecting on these everyday interactions, we uncover patterns in how we show up for others and ourselves. This awareness allows us to refine our communication and create relationships that feel more supportive, honest, and aligned with who we are becoming. The connection between microdecisions and habit formation. Microdecisions are the quiet architects of our daily lives. These subtle choices, what we focus on first in the morning, how we respond to stress, or where we direct our attention, gradually form the patterns that define our routines. Over time, these repeated actions shape not only what we do, but how we see ourselves. When we recognize this connection, we gain the ability to guide our behavior in ways that support long-term growth rather than short-term comfort. Reflective prompt: what small choice today reflects the person you are becoming? As these micro-decisions accumulate, they begin to reinforce one another. Habit stacking offers a practical way to make this process intentional by linking a new behavior to something already familiar. Instead of forcing change into your schedule, you allow it to flow naturally within your existing rhythm. This approach reduces resistance and builds continuity, making personal development feel like an extension of your life rather than an interruption. Reflective prompt: which part of your routine could become an anchor for a new, supportive habit? Accountability strengthens this process by adding structure and reinforcement. When you give your goals a place outside your own thoughts, through journaling, conversation, or shared commitments, you make them more tangible. This external reflection turns intention into something visible and trackable, encouraging consistency even when motivation fades. Over time, this practice builds trust in your ability to follow through on what you set out to do. Reflective prompt: what form of accountability would help you stay aligned with your intentions? The effects of micro-decisions extend beyond personal habits into how we connect with others. Choosing presence over distraction, curiosity over assumption, and appreciation over silence can reshape the emotional tone of our relationships. These small acts create an environment where trust and understanding can grow naturally, strengthening both personal and professional connections. Reflective prompt: what small action today could deepen one of your relationships? At its core, habit formation through micro-decisions is about cultivating awareness. Each choice becomes an opportunity to practice alignment between who you are now and who you aim to become. With patience and reflection, these moments of intention build into a life shaped by purpose rather than momentum. Reflective prompt: what daily choice could move you closer to the life you envision? The importance of personal accountability. Personal accountability begins with a willingness to recognize our role in shaping our experiences. Rather than viewing circumstances as something that simply happens to us, accountability invites us to see how our responses, patterns, and priorities influence the outcomes we encounter. This perspective fosters a more profound sense of responsibility, encouraging growth through conscious participation rather than passive acceptance. Within habit formation, accountability serves as a stabilizing force. It transforms abstract goals into lived commitments by connecting intention to action. Each choice becomes a form of self-dialogue, reinforcing the belief that progress is possible through steady effort. This awareness builds resilience, especially during moments when change feels slow or uncertain, reminding us that persistence often matters more than intensity. Mindfulness enhances accountability by creating space for honest self-reflection. When we pause to observe our thoughts and behaviors without judgment, we gain insight into the motivations driving our actions. These moments of awareness allow us to make real-time adjustments, guiding our choices toward greater alignment with our values rather than old patterns or emotional reactions. Accountability also shapes the quality of our relationships. The way we communicate, set boundaries, and follow through on commitments influences the trust others place in us. By taking responsibility for our words and actions, we create interactions rooted in respect and clarity. This intentional approach fosters connections that feel supportive, balanced, and grounded in mutual understanding. Ultimately, personal accountability becomes a foundation for overall well-being. Each small decision contributes to the way we care for our mental, emotional, and physical health. By consistently reflecting on our choices, we develop the ability to refine our path and respond thoughtfully to life's challenges. This ongoing process transforms accountability from a burden into a tool for empowerment, guiding us toward a life shaped by purpose, awareness, and steady growth. Chapter 2: Daily Mindfulness Practices. The power of being present. Being present is a powerful catalyst for transformation, enabling individuals to engage with their lives more intentionally and groundedly. When we focus on the present moment, we begin to notice the subtle signals that guide our decisions, emotions, physical sensations, and underlying motivations. This awareness creates an opportunity to move from automatic behavior into conscious action, where even small choices can become stepping stones toward meaningful growth. Incorporating daily mindfulness practices can reshape how we experience both challenges and successes. Taking a few intentional pauses throughout the day, whether through steady breathing, observing your surroundings, or checking in with your emotional state can help regulate stress and restore clarity. These moments of awareness strengthen your ability to recognize patterns in your thinking and behavior, making it easier to align your daily actions with long-term goals and personal values. Habit stacking offers a practical way to anchor presence into everyday life. By pairing mindfulness with routines you already perform, awareness becomes part of your natural rhythm rather than an added task. For example, while preparing your morning drink, you might scan your body for tension or set a clear intention for how you want to move through the day. This approach reinforces consistency and turns ordinary moments into meaningful points of reflection. Gratitude deepens this practice by shifting attention toward what is steady, supportive, and nourishing in your life. Instead of focusing on what feels missing or unresolved, gratitude invites recognition of progress, effort, and small sources of stability. Over time, this perspective can strengthen emotional resilience and foster a sense of balance, even amid uncertainty or change. Being present also shapes how we connect with others. The small choices we make in tone, timing, and attention influence the quality of our relationships. By listening more fully, responding with care, and acknowledging the experiences of those around us, we create interactions that feel supportive rather than transactional. Reflecting on these moments helps reveal how awareness can turn everyday communication into opportunities for deeper connection. Simple mindfulness techniques. Simple mindfulness techniques provide accessible ways to cultivate calm and clarity without requiring complex routines. Practices such as focusing on the rhythm of your breath, noticing the details in your environment, or walking with awareness of each step can gently draw your attention back to the present. These methods help create mental space, allowing you to approach daily responsibilities with greater steadiness and focus. Mindfulness can be woven into your routine through brief, intentional pauses. Sitting quietly for a few minutes, observing your body's sensations, or engaging with nature can foster a sense of grounding. These moments encourage self-awareness and help you recognize how thoughts and emotions influence your behavior, offering valuable insight into how you navigate stress, motivation, and decision-making. Reflective prompts can deepen these practices by turning awareness into understanding. After a mindful moment, consider questions such as, "What did I notice about my state of mind?" or "What felt most present in my body just now?" These reflections help translate experience into learning, strengthening your ability to make thoughtful, values-based choices throughout the day. Consistency plays a key role in making mindfulness sustainable. Linking these practices to established habits, such as pausing for a breath after waking up or reflecting before going to sleep, creates a natural rhythm of awareness. Over time, these small, repeated moments can lead to improved emotional regulation, sharper focus, and greater adaptability in challenging situations. Ultimately, these techniques serve as tools for intentional living. By becoming more attuned to your internal and external experiences, you develop the capacity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This awareness supports the development of positive habits and helps shape a life guided by purpose, clarity, and steady growth. Reflective prompt: how can I integrate small moments of awareness into my day to support long-term personal development? Cultivating self-awareness through mindfulness. Cultivating self-awareness through mindfulness allows for a deeper understanding of how thoughts, emotions, and behaviors interact. By observing your inner experience without immediate judgment, you begin to recognize patterns that influence your decisions. This clarity helps you identify what supports your well-being and what may be working against your growth. Small, mindful pauses can create meaningful shifts in how you respond to situations. Taking a breath before speaking or reflecting before acting introduces space for consideration and choice. Over time, this practice builds emotional intelligence, helping you navigate relationships, responsibilities, and challenges with greater balance and composure. Reflective prompts can strengthen this process by encouraging regular self-examination. Questions such as, "What influenced my reactions today?" or "What did I learn about myself in this moment?" transform mindfulness into an ongoing dialogue with your inner world. This habit of reflection deepens insight and reinforces intentional decision-making. Habit stacking provides a practical structure for maintaining awareness. By connecting mindfulness to routines like meals, commuting, or personal care, you create reliable checkpoints for self-observation. These moments turn everyday activities into opportunities to align your actions with your values. Ultimately, cultivating self-awareness is a long-term practice of attention and care. Through small, consistent efforts, you develop a stronger sense of direction and agency. This growing understanding empowers you to move forward with confidence, making choices that reflect who you are and who you are becoming. Chapter 3: Habit Stacking Techniques. What is habit stacking? Habit stacking is a simple yet powerful method for creating new routines by linking them to habits you already perform consistently. This approach allows you to integrate positive changes without overwhelming your daily life. By connecting a new habit to something familiar, you create a natural flow that reinforces both actions. For instance, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you might add a new habit, 5 minutes of stretching immediately afterward. Over time, this small addition becomes automatic and effortlessly part of your day. The key to effective habit stacking is alignment. Choose habits that complement each other so the new action feels like an extension rather than an extra task. Start small, focusing on tiny adjustments that can lead to meaningful results over time. Even minor changes, repeated consistently, compound into a significant transformation. This is the quiet power of micro-decisions. They shape your life gradually, yet profoundly. Reflective prompts can enhance your habit stacking journey. Consider asking yourself, what is one habit I already perform consistently each day? What new habit would I like to introduce? By reflecting on these questions, you clarify your intentions and set yourself up for success. Personal accountability also plays an important role. Track your progress, share your goals with a trusted friend, or keep a journal to reinforce your commitment. Seeing your growth over time strengthens motivation and helps you stay consistent. Mindfulness further amplifies habit stacking. By being present while performing both old and new habits, you deepen your awareness of the changes you are making. Pay attention to how each habit feels, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Reflecting on these sensations creates a stronger connection to your goals and the reasons behind your choices. Over time, this awareness turns routine actions into meaningful practices that enhance your overall well-being. Ultimately, habit stacking is about embracing small steps that lead to significant changes. By linking new habits to existing ones, you empower yourself to take control of your daily choices. Celebrate your successes, however minor they may seem, and stay curious about the process. Each small habit you stack is a step toward a more intentional, fulfilling life. Identifying existing habits. The first step toward habit stacking is recognizing your existing routines. Many of us move through our days without noticing the habits that shape our lives. Taking time to reflect helps uncover patterns that either support or hinder personal growth. Awareness of your current behaviors allows you to make informed decisions about which habits to keep, modify, or replace. Begin by keeping a daily log for a week. Note what you do from the moment you wake until you go to bed, including small, often overlooked choices like what you eat, how you spend your time, and interactions with others. This exercise helps you see patterns clearly, highlighting areas that might benefit from change. Next, reflect on the habits that serve you well. Identify daily actions that contribute positively to your well-being, such as morning rituals, brief exercise routines, or moments of mindfulness. Celebrating these habits strengthens them and motivates continuation. At the same time, acknowledge habits that may hold you back or create unnecessary friction. Consider which ones you could gradually replace with more constructive alternatives. Accountability remains essential during this process. Share your observations and goals with a supportive friend or loved one, and set up brief check-ins to track progress. Knowing someone else is aware of your intentions reinforces commitment and makes the process feel more achievable. Reflective prompt: what are 3 habits you notice in your daily life, and how do they make you feel? Linking new habits to old ones. Once you've identified your existing habits, you can start linking new actions to them, a process that forms the core of habit stacking. By connecting a new habit to an established routine, you make it easier to remember, integrate, and sustain over time. For example, if you enjoy a morning coffee, consider journaling for 5 minutes immediately afterward. The new habit attaches itself to something familiar, reducing friction and increasing consistency. To create effective habit stacks, identify anchor points in your day, activities that are well established and automatic. Brushing your teeth, washing your face, or brewing coffee are all excellent opportunities. Then add a small new habit that aligns with your goals, such as stretching, meditation, or planning your day. The new behavior becomes an extension of the existing one, rather than an extra chore. Accountability strengthens habit stacking. Share your plan with a friend or a family member who can provide support and encouragement. This shared awareness increases motivation and helps ensure follow-through. Mindfulness also deepens the practice. As you perform each stacked habit, pay attention to your sensations, thoughts, and emotions. This awareness transforms habitual routines into intentional, meaningful experiences. Remember, change is gradual. Start small and be flexible, adjusting your habit stacks as needed. Each successful connection reinforces your commitment and gradually reshapes your daily routines. Over time, these small, deliberate changes accumulate, leading to lasting transformation. Reflective prompt: what existing habit can you link a new one to? Write down both habits and the specific action you will take to connect them. Chapter 4: The Power of Gratitude. Understanding gratitude and its benefits. Gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling. It is a practice that can transform how we experience life. When we intentionally notice and appreciate the good around us, we shift our focus from what is missing to what is already present. This subtle shift in perspective has a profound impact on well-being, fostering resilience, optimism, and a greater sense of fulfillment. Research consistently supports the benefits of gratitude. People who practice it regularly report lower stress, reduced feelings of depression, and higher levels of satisfaction and happiness. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Expressing appreciation deepens connections and nurtures a sense of belonging. By focusing on what we value and acknowledging others, we naturally cultivate mindfulness in our interactions, improving both personal and social experiences. Integrating gratitude into daily life does not require grand gestures. Simple practices, like keeping a gratitude journal where you note 3 things you are thankful for each day, can build a lasting habit. Even brief verbal expressions of appreciation towards someone, whether a colleague, friend, or family member, reinforce this mindset. These small, consistent actions accumulate, reshaping your perspective over time. Reflective prompts enhance the practice. What small moments today made me feel thankful? How can I express my gratitude to someone in my life? Pausing to answer these questions encourages a deeper awareness of positivity in daily life and strengthens the habit of appreciation. Ultimately, cultivating gratitude is about noticing beauty in ordinary moments. By making it a daily choice, you not only enrich your own life but also create a positive ripple effect for those around you. This mindset fosters lasting change, guiding your actions and perspective toward a more fulfilling existence. Daily gratitude practices. Gratitude is transformative when woven into daily life. By regularly acknowledging the positive aspects of our experiences, we develop resilience, joy, and a clearer sense of purpose. Daily practices can be simple: jotting down 3 things you are thankful for, sharing appreciation with someone, or pausing to notice small joys. These actions, repeated over time, shift how you perceive challenges and opportunities, enhancing both mental and emotional well-being. Incorporating gratitude into routines anchors us in the present moment. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on your blessings or express appreciation to others. These practices deepen social connections and reinforce optimism. Reflective prompts, such as "what made me smile today?" "Who positively impacted my life?" encourage mindful recognition of moments often overlooked. Over time, this habit transforms how you interact with your environment, creating a cycle of positivity. Gratitude can also be practiced in the ordinary moments of life. Noticing the warmth of a cup of coffee, the beauty of a sunset, or a kind gesture from someone around you fosters a continuous awareness of what is good. These seemingly small acknowledgments train your mind to find positivity, enriching your mood and your interactions with others. A life cultivated through daily gratitude becomes not just happier, but more connected and meaningful. In conclusion, daily gratitude practices cultivate a mindset of resilience and joy. By dedicating intentional time to reflect on what you value, you strengthen emotional health and reinforce behaviors that create positive change. Start with small, consistent steps and watch as gratitude reshapes your perspective and enriches your daily life. Fostering a gratitude mindset. A gratitude mindset is a lens through which we see the world differently. By intentionally focusing on what we appreciate, we shift away from negativity and cultivate optimism. This shift improves mood, relationships, and overall well-being, turning ordinary moments into meaningful experiences. One effective method is a gratitude journal. Each evening, Write down 3 things you are thankful for, no matter how small. A warm cup of tea, a friendly conversation, or a moment of quiet. Each entry reinforces awareness of life's positive elements. Reflective prompts like, "What are 3 things I appreciate today?" help solidify the habit and deepen your connection to gratitude. Verbal expressions of appreciation are equally powerful. Thank a colleague for support or a loved one for kindness. These gestures strengthen relationships and often inspire reciprocity. Consider, who can I thank today, and how might that change my connection with them? Gratitude can also be woven into mindfulness. Take a few minutes to sit quietly and focus on what you are grateful for in the present moment. Notice the emotions that arise and how they influence your state of mind. This practice enhances emotional regulation and resilience, helping you navigate challenges with clarity and balance. What feelings emerge as I reflect on what I am grateful for right now? Another simple technique is a gratitude jar. Each time you experience a moment of gratitude, jot it down and place it in the jar. Over time, you create a collection of positive experiences to revisit on tougher days, reminding yourself of abundance and reinforcing consistency in your gratitude practice. What would I place in my gratitude jar today? Chapter 5: Micro Decisions in Relationships. The role of choices in relationship dynamics. Every relationship is built on countless small choices. Each word we speak, action we take, and even the silence we maintain influences how others experience us and how we relate to them. For independent-minded individuals, these choices can carry particular weight, shaping not only personal growth but also the dynamics with family, friends, and partners. Even seemingly minor decisions can have a ripple effect. Choosing to express gratitude or offer a kind word can foster a positive environment, while neglecting acknowledgement can create subtle feelings of distance or unappreciation. Recognizing the influence of these micro-decisions allows us to navigate our relationships with awareness and intention, creating opportunities for growth and deeper connection. Personal accountability is central to this process. Taking responsibility for our actions and their consequences empowers us to make conscious changes. By reflecting on daily interactions, we can identify patterns that may be hindering relationships and choose to respond differently. This self-awareness forms the foundation for healthier, more fulfilling connections with others. Mindfulness further strengthens relationship choices. Pausing before responding in challenging situations can transform potential conflict into constructive dialogue. By tuning into our emotions and reactions, we become better equipped to choose responses that align with our values, improving communication and fostering mutual understanding. Investing time and energy in relationships is another deliberate choice. Scheduling regular check-ins, expressing appreciation, or simply offering presence contribute to a supportive and nurturing environment. Reflecting on these choices daily encourages a conscious approach to relationships, helping them evolve into sources of joy and resilience. Enhancing communication through small choices. Countless small decisions shape communication. Our tone, words, and body language all convey meaning. By making intentional choices, we can create a more positive and productive atmosphere in our interactions. Minor adjustments in communication often lead to meaningful improvements in relationships. Active listening is one of the most powerful micro-decisions we can make. Focusing entirely on what the other person is saying, rather than planning a response, demonstrates respect and fosters connection. This simple choice transforms routine conversations into meaningful exchanges where both parties feel heard and valued. The words we choose also matter. Opting for supportive, encouraging language, even under challenging discussions, can diffuse tension and cultivate understanding. Coupled with mindful nonverbal cues, such as open posture, eye contact, and calm expressions, these choices create an environment that invites openness and collaboration. Daily reflection further enhances communication. Taking a few minutes to consider how we spoke, how others responded, and what we might do differently builds self-awareness and accountability. By observing patterns in our interactions, we gain insight into areas for growth, allowing us to make better choices and strengthen our relationships over time. Reflecting on daily interactions. Our daily interactions have a profound impact, often more than we realize. Each conversation or moment spent with someone offers an opportunity to connect, learn, and grow. By reflecting on these moments, we uncover patterns in our behavior that either support or hinder our relationships. Mindfulness is key in these reflections. Pausing to be present during interactions allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This awareness deepens our understanding of both our own emotions and those of others, fostering stronger, more meaningful connections. Micro-decisions shape the tone and outcome of every interaction. A small act of kindness, a patient response, or a thoughtful acknowledgement can gradually transform relationship dynamics. Conversely, dismissive or inattentive behaviors accumulate over time, affecting trust and connection. Regular reflection on these choices helps us recognize what to reinforce and what to adjust. Emotional awareness also plays a vital role. Approaching interactions with a clear, positive mindset enhances communication, while unresolved stress or distractions can create friction. By monitoring and regulating our emotional state, we improve the quality of our connections. Finally, gratitude enriches daily interactions. Expressing appreciation for others, acknowledging their efforts, and valuing their presence strengthen bonds and promote reciprocal kindness. Reflecting on these moments fosters a positive environment, deepens relationships, and enhances overall well-being. Reflective prompt: what micro-decisions in my daily interactions today contributed to stronger connections? Where can I make a more conscious choice next time? Chapter 6: Nutrition and Small Choices. The impact of daily food choices. The choices we make around food every day have a profound influence on our health, energy, and overall well-being. Each meal is an opportunity to invest in our bodies and minds, whether by selecting whole foods over processed ones or adding more fruits and vegetables to our plates. Becoming aware of how our food affects us fosters a deeper connection to our nutrition and its role in our lives. Mindful eating encourages us to slow down and notice not only what we eat, but how it makes us feel. Savoring each bite and reflecting on the effects of our meals on mood, energy, and physical health can guide us toward better decisions. By engaging with food in this way, we cultivate a healthier, more intentional relationship with what we consume. Exploring new foods also plays a key role in shaping our dietary habits. Trying different ingredients or recipes introduces variety, helps us discover healthy options we enjoy, and encourages us to step outside our comfort zones. Reflecting on these experiences allows us to identify foods that resonate with our bodies and support our long-term health goals. Accountability strengthens our efforts. Keeping a food diary or sharing goals with a friend helps us stay consistent and mindful in our choices. Tracking meals and reflecting on their impact reinforces our commitment to creating a healthier lifestyle, allowing us to notice progress and areas for improvement. Ultimately, daily food choices shape more than what's on our plate. They influence our overall quality of life. By becoming aware of our eating habits and experimenting with mindful, intentional choices, we empower ourselves to cultivate a nourishing, balanced lifestyle. Mindful eating practices. Mindful eating reconnects us to the nourishment our food provides. By slowing down and being present at each meal, we enhance our awareness of hunger and fullness cues and develop a greater appreciation for flavors and textures. This attention not only makes meals more satisfying, but also encourages healthier choices that support long-term well-being. To practice mindful eating, begin by eliminating distractions. Turn off the television, put away your phone, and focus on the food in front of you. This minor adjustment creates a calm environment, allowing full engagement with the meal. Gratitude can further enrich this experience. Acknowledge the effort that went into your food and reflect on its nourishment, which strengthens your connection to what you eat. Portion control is another essential aspect. Serving smaller portions and eating slowly helps you recognize satiety, preventing overeating and promoting balance. Reflecting on meals afterward, through journaling or personal contemplation, can reveal patterns, triggers, and opportunities for healthier choices. Mindful eating, practiced consistently, becomes a journey toward a more balanced and intentional lifestyle. Experimenting with new foods. Trying new foods adds excitement and variety to your diet while expanding your nutritional awareness. Small, intentional experiments, like adding a new vegetable to a salad or testing a different cuisine, help you discover foods that nourish and delight. This practice fosters curiosity and encourages a mindful approach to eating as you observe how each new food affects your body and mood. Mindfulness enhances this exploration. Savor the flavors and textures of unfamiliar foods and reflect on the experience. How does it make you feel physically and emotionally? Engaging fully with new foods strengthens your relationship with eating and promotes healthier, intentional choices. Keeping a food journal can further support this journey. Documenting meals, flavors, and emotional responses helps identify preferences, nutritional benefits, and opportunities to continue exploring. Pairing this with gratitude for the farmers who grew the ingredients, the preparation time, and the nourishment provided transforms the experience into one of appreciation and awareness. Reflective prompt: what new food or recipe will you try this week? And how do you feel about stepping outside your comfort zone? Chapter 7: Financial Habits for Small Savers. Simple financial decisions for savings. Saving money doesn't have to be complicated. A simple first step is tracking your daily expenses. By monitoring every purchase, you can identify unnecessary spending and redirect those funds towards savings. This awareness encourages mindful spending and prioritizing needs over wants, helping you build financial security over time. Consider setting aside a specific percentage of your income each month as a savings goal, turning small, consistent decisions into long-term stability. Automating your savings is another effective strategy. By scheduling automatic transfers to a savings account, you ensure money is saved before it's available to spend. This pay-yourself-first approach makes saving a priority, reduces the temptation to overspend, and helps you steadily grow your financial cushion. Minor adjustments in daily habits can also lead to meaningful savings. Choosing homemade meals over dining out, reevaluating subscription services, or reconsidering impulse purchases are micro-decisions that compound over time. Each small choice contributes to a larger pattern of financial health, demonstrating that consistent, intentional actions are more powerful than occasional, considerable efforts. Reflecting on your financial habits strengthens accountability. Regularly review your spending patterns. Which areas need improvement, and where are you doing well? This practice not only keeps your goals on track, but also empowers you to make informed, intentional financial choices. Finally, practicing gratitude in your financial journey can shift your perspective. By appreciating what you already have, you reduce the urge to spend impulsively and cultivate contentment. This mindset encourages smarter financial decisions and reinforces the habit of saving, creating a positive cycle that supports your financial well-being. Tracking spending effectively. Monitoring your spending is essential for achieving financial stability. Awareness is the first step to making intentional choices that align with your goals. Start by recording every expense, no matter how small, in a journal or app. This habit uncovers spending patterns and highlights opportunities for improvement. Next, categorize expenses into needs and wants. This distinction helps you identify areas where cuts can be made. Do you have subscriptions you no longer use? Are dining out habits exceeding your intentions? By classifying spending in this way, you can make informed decisions that prioritize long-term financial health. Setting clear goals enhances spending awareness. Whether saving for an emergency fund, a vacation, or debt repayment, having specific objectives gives your financial decisions purpose. Break these goals into smaller milestones, celebrating each step along the way to reinforce progress and motivation. Accountability is also key. Share your goals with a supportive friend or family member to create opportunities for guidance, encouragement, and shared learning. Discussing challenges and successes strengthens commitment and can reveal strategies you might not have considered. Regular reflection rounds out this practice. Set aside time weekly to review your spending and progress. Ask, what worked well this week? What can I improve? Consistent reflection deepens your understanding of financial habits and positions you to make better decisions moving forward. Setting and achieving savings goals. Establishing clear savings goals is essential for building financial security. Start by defining what you want to save for: a vacation, retirement, or an emergency fund. Each goal should be specific, measurable, and time-bound, creating a roadmap that keeps you motivated and focused. Consider how your goals align with your values and priorities to ensure they are meaningful. Breaking goals into manageable steps makes them less overwhelming. For instance, if your target is $5,000 for a vacation in a year, calculate the monthly contribution needed to reach it. These micro-decisions foster consistency and make long-term objectives feel attainable. Reflect on how dividing larger goals into smaller actions can sustain motivation and momentum. Accountability further strengthens your progress. Share your goals with someone who can support and encourage you, and check in regularly to celebrate milestones and discuss challenges. This shared responsibility enhances commitment and makes the process more rewarding. Mindfulness also plays a role in financial growth. Periodically reflect on your spending habits and assess how each choice aligns with your goals. Mindful spending involves observing impulses, evaluating purchases, and intentionally directing resources toward priorities. Reflect on how this awareness can reshape your relationship with money and improve your decision-making. Finally, remember that setbacks are part of any financial journey. If challenges arise, practice self-compassion and adjust your plan as needed. Focus on progress rather than perfection, and embrace flexibility to build a sustainable, positive savings habit. Reflect on how patience and adaptability can help you maintain momentum and achieve long-term success. Chapter 8: Time Management Through Micro-Decisions. Making small adjustments for better productivity. Minor adjustments to your daily routine can lead to significant improvements in productivity. Often, it is the tiny tweaks that ripple through your day, enhancing overall efficiency. For instance, dedicating just 5 minutes each morning to prioritize your tasks can clarify your focus and boost motivation. These intentional moments set the tone for your day. Reflect on your morning routine. What small changes could you make to increase productivity and approach your tasks with greater clarity? Evaluating your work environment is another effective strategy. Decluttering your workspace or reorganizing its layout can enhance focus and reduce distractions. A tidy, organized environment often translates to a clearer mind. Consider your surroundings. What elements can you adjust to create a more productive space? How might your environment influence your daily choices and effectiveness? Incorporating short breaks into your schedule can also boost productivity. Research shows that brief pauses refresh focus and creativity. Whether it's a quick walk, stretching, or a moment of deep breathing, these intervals allow your brain to reset. Reflect on your current break habits. How often do you give yourself time to recharge? And what activities could make your breaks more restorative? Leveraging technology can streamline your tasks and enhance efficiency. Task management apps, reminders, and productivity tools help keep you organized and on schedule. Consider the tools you already use. Are there new apps or features that could improve how you manage your time? Explore ways technology can support your daily productivity. Lastly, embrace accountability. Sharing your goals with a friend or colleague can motivate you to follow through. Knowing someone else is aware of your objectives often strengthens commitment. Reflect on your support system. Who can help you stay accountable? And how can you engage them to encourage your growth? Techniques for improving work-life balance. Maintaining a healthy work-life balance is essential for overall well-being. One strategy is to set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Establish specific work hours and stick to them, creating space for relaxation and personal pursuits. Reflect on your current boundaries. Are they effective, or could adjustments better support your balance? Prioritizing tasks according to significance and deadlines is equally important. Tools like the Eisenhower Matrix help distinguish urgent from non-urgent tasks, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Throughout the day, reflect on how you allocate your time. Do your choices align with your personal and professional goals? Regular breaks are critical for maintaining balance. Short pauses reduce stress, refresh the mind, and increase productivity. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break, with longer breaks after several cycles, can be particularly effective. Consider how these breaks influence your energy and performance. Mindfulness practices also support balance. Taking moments each day for mindful breathing or meditation fosters awareness and clarity. After each session, reflect on how these practices affect your mood, decisions, and interactions. Finally, leverage your social network. Sharing goals with friends or family can provide accountability and encouragement. Engaging in conversations about challenges and aspirations helps reinforce your sense of balance. Reflect on how these interactions influence your overall fulfillment and well-being. Reflecting on time usage. Reflecting on how we spend our time is a powerful exercise in personal accountability. Many of us move through our days with a vague sense of time, often losing sight of what truly matters. Pausing to consider daily choices reveals patterns and opportunities for meaningful change. This awareness allows us to align actions with values and goals, creating a more fulfilling life. Maintaining a time journal is a practical tool for reflection. Recording daily activities provides insight into how much time is spent on productive tasks versus distractions. Reviewing this log helps identify habits and informs intentional decisions. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect. What did you learn about your use of time? Mindfulness further enhances time awareness. Small moments of presence throughout the day shift focus from rushing through tasks to appreciating the moment. Pausing to breathe or reflect allows for gratitude and clarity, helping you make more intentional choices with your time. Habit stacking is another strategy to optimize your day. Linking a new habit to an existing routine creates seamless integration. For example, while enjoying your morning coffee, spend a few minutes planning your day. This minor adjustment can improve focus and efficiency throughout your day. Ultimately, reflecting on time usage is about aligning daily actions with your true priorities. Small, intentional decisions accumulate, shaping overall productivity and satisfaction. Regularly assess how you spend your time and ask yourself, how can I use my time today to support my goals and values? Chapter 9, Emotional Regulation and Daily Choices. Understanding emotional triggers. Recognizing emotional triggers is a key step in personal growth and emotional regulation. These triggers, whether situations, words, or actions, evoke strong reactions. By identifying them, we can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Understanding how our environment influences our emotions allows us to make healthier choices and navigate daily interactions with greater ease. Awareness of triggers is the foundation for transforming our habits and decisions. Mindfulness is an effective tool for understanding your emotional triggers. Taking a few minutes each day to observe your feelings can help you identify what provokes strong reactions. Journaling emotions or practicing meditation creates a space between stimulus and response, enabling intentional action. Reflective prompt: what feelings did I experience today and what triggered them? Habit stacking can also support emotional regulation. By linking new habits to existing routines, we can build strategies to cope with emotional responses. After your morning coffee, you might spend a few minutes reflecting on potential triggers for the day. Over time, this strengthens emotional resilience. Reflective prompt: what new habit can I attach to my existing routines to help manage my emotional responses? Daily gratitude can shift your perspective on emotional triggers. Focusing on what you are thankful for often reduces the intensity of adverse reactions. Keeping a gratitude journal or sharing appreciation with others reinforces this practice. Reflective prompt: what am I grateful for today that helped me navigate my emotional triggers? Finally, micro-decisions play a crucial role in regulating emotions. Every choice, from how you respond to a comment to how you spend your time, shapes your emotional state. By being mindful of these small actions, you create a supportive environment for yourself. Reflective prompt: what small decisions can I make today that will positively influence my emotional responses? Enhancing emotional health through choices. Our daily choices directly impact emotional health. Small decisions, from how we respond to stress to how we engage with others, can strengthen or undermine resilience. Mindfulness encourages reflection before reacting, allowing for intentional responses that support emotional well-being. Incorporating even a few minutes of daily mindfulness can be transformative. Practices like deep breathing or meditation create space for positive emotions and self-awareness. Reflective prompt: what feelings did I experience today? How did I respond to them? Habit building also enhances emotional health. Linking new positive behaviors to existing routines creates a framework for resilience. For example, pairing your morning coffee with a moment of gratitude journaling can reinforce emotional balance. Reflective prompt: what small habit can I integrate into my routine to support my emotional health? Gratitude practices further strengthen emotional well-being. Writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day shifts focus from scarcity to abundance. Reflective prompt: how did expressing gratitude change my emotional state today? Choices in relationships also influence emotional health. Micro decisions, how we communicate, show appreciation, or resolve conflicts, affect connection and emotional support. Reflective prompt: what small choice can I make today to improve my interactions with others? Building resilience with small decisions. Resilience grows through intentional, daily decisions. Each micro choice, whether taking a walk, practicing gratitude, or eating healthily, contributes to emotional strength. Resilience develops over time, built by consistent small steps that reinforce our ability to navigate challenges. Daily mindfulness strengthens resilience. Pausing, breathing, and centering ourselves allows for conscious choices rather than reactive responses. Integrating these moments into your day builds a foundation of emotional stability. Habit stacking is a practical tool for resilience. By attaching new habits to established routines, like meditating after your morning coffee, you create a seamless flow of positive actions that bolster emotional strength. Gratitude reinforces resilience by shifting attention from what is lacking to what is abundant. Reflecting daily on what we are thankful for nurtures a positive mindset, helping us adapt to challenges and maintain balance during adversity. Finally, micro decisions in relationships shape resilience. How we communicate, respond, and interact with others affects both our connections and emotional well-being. Mindful, kind, and open choices strengthen relationships and support our ability to overcome difficulties. Reflecting on these interactions highlights patterns and encourages deliberate actions that enhance emotional health and resilience. Chapter 10: The Role of Environment in Daily Choices. How surroundings influence decisions. Our surroundings quietly shape the decisions we make, often without our awareness. The spaces we move through and the people we engage with influence our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. A cluttered workspace can create mental noise, making it harder to focus or feel motivated, while an organized, welcoming space can foster clarity and creativity. Taking time to observe your environment helps reveal what supports your growth and what may be holding you back. Mindfulness invites you to become more attuned to how your surroundings affect you. By pausing to breathe and observe your space, you can notice which elements uplift your mood and which ones create tension. Light, sound, color, and scent all play subtle roles in shaping how you feel and the choices you make. Reflect on how you might adjust these elements to create an environment that better aligns with your goals and values. Habit stacking offers a practical way to use your environment as a guide for positive change. By connecting new habits to existing routines, you create natural cues that make healthier choices easier to remember and maintain. For example, placing a gratitude journal near your coffee maker can turn a daily ritual into a moment of reflection and intention. Look around your space and consider what visual reminders could support the habits you want to build. Gratitude also transforms how you experience your surroundings. When you consciously appreciate what is around you, your perspective shifts toward possibility rather than limitation. A gratitude jar or a visible note of appreciation can serve as a daily reminder to recognize what is working in your life. As you practice gratitude, notice how your environment begins to feel more supportive and energizing. Finally, evaluating your environment can lead to meaningful personal growth. Consider the people, places, and objects that fill your daily life. Do they encourage progress, or do they pull you off course? Choosing to surround yourself with positive influences and letting go of what no longer serves you creates space for better decisions and deeper alignment with your goals. Assessing your personal environment. Examining your personal environment is a decisive step toward creating lasting change. The physical and emotional spaces you inhabit shape your habits and daily choices more than you may realize. By observing your surroundings with intention, you can identify what supports your growth and what quietly limits it, allowing you to make thoughtful adjustments. Begin with your physical space. Notice whether your home or workspace feels calm and functional or cluttered and distracting. An organized area often promotes focus and mental clarity, making it easier to engage in meaningful tasks. Small changes, such as clearing a surface or creating a dedicated rest corner, can influence your mood and productivity. Reflect on how your space makes you feel when you enter it each day. Next, turn your attention to the emotional environment created by your relationships. The people you spend time with can either energize or drain you. Pay attention to how specific interactions affect your confidence, motivation, and emotional balance. This awareness can guide you in deciding where to invest your time and in creating healthier boundaries. Your digital environment also deserves attention. The content you consume through screens shapes your mindset and expectations. Curating your feeds, notifications, and online spaces to reflect your values can reduce distraction and increase inspiration. Reflect on how your digital habits influence your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. Finally, observe the routines in your environment. Daily rituals, from morning routines to evening wind-down habits, create the rhythm of your life. Consider which of these patterns support your goals and which may need adjusting. Even one small change can set off a ripple effect that leads to meaningful transformation. Making positive changes in your space. Creating a supportive space begins with intention. The atmosphere around you influences your emotional state, and your ability to focus, make, and rest. Minor, thoughtful adjustments can turn your environment into a place that feels calm, inspiring, and aligned with who you are becoming. Mindfulness deepens your connection to your space. Taking a few moments each day to notice light, texture, and sound can shift how you experience your surroundings. This awareness encourages presence and appreciation, helping your environment feel less like a backdrop and more like a partner in your daily life. Habit stacking can make positive changes feel effortless. By pairing a new action with an existing routine, you build momentum without adding pressure. For example, tidying a small area while waiting for your coffee to brew can gradually transform your space. These small acts reinforce the idea that change need not be overwhelming to be effective. Gratitude enhances how you relate to your environment. When you intentionally recognize what you appreciate about your space, you begin to see it as a source of support rather than a list of shortcomings. Writing down a few things you are grateful for each day can foster contentment and motivate continued care for your surroundings. Finally, consider how your space influences your relationships. The way a room feels can affect how people communicate and connect within it. Creating an atmosphere that feels open and welcoming can encourage meaningful conversations and deeper connections. By carefully shaping your environment, you make a foundation for both personal growth and shared experiences. Chapter 11: Building a Support System. The importance of accountability. Accountability is a steady guide on the path of personal growth. When you take responsibility for your choices, you create a clear connection between your intentions and your actions. This awareness turns each small decision into a meaningful step forward, reminding you that progress is built through consistency rather than perfection. By recognizing the influence of your daily behaviors, you strengthen your ability to move toward the life you are shaping. Developing habits centered on accountability can transform how you experience change. Setting clear intentions at the start of each day and reflecting on your progress at the end creates a rhythm of awareness and follow-through. Practices such as journaling or tracking your choices offer a mirror into your patterns, helping you see where you are growing and where you may need to adjust. This process builds confidence in your ability to stay aligned with your goals. Accountability also lives within your relationships. When you share your goals and aspirations with others, you invite encouragement and perspective into your journey. Simple conversations about what you are working toward can deepen connection and provide gentle reminders to stay committed. These shared moments create a sense of mutual support, making progress feel less solitary and more collaborative. Your environment plays a quiet but influential role in sustaining accountability. The spaces you occupy can either reinforce your focus or invite distraction. Creating an atmosphere that supports clarity through organization, calming elements, or intentional design can make it easier to follow through on your commitments. Reflecting on how your surroundings influence your choices helps you shape spaces that work with you rather than against you. At its core, accountability is a practice of self-respect and growth. It invites ongoing reflection, curiosity, and a willingness to learn from each experience. By regularly reviewing your progress and adjusting your approach, you remain engaged in your own evolution. This steady commitment strengthens your ability to build a future that reflects your values and long-term vision. Identifying supportive relationships. Supportive relationships provide a foundation for confidence, motivation, and emotional well-being. Recognizing these connections begins with noticing how you feel after spending time with certain people. Some interactions leave you feeling encouraged and understood, while others may leave you feeling drained or uncertain. Paying attention to these emotional cues helps you know which relationships truly nurture your growth. Reflect on recent conversations and shared moments. Consider who listens without judgment, offers thoughtful feedback, or celebrates your progress. These individuals often serve as quiet anchors, reminding you of your strengths and potential. Choosing to invest more time and energy in these connections can naturally guide you toward healthier choices and a more positive outlook. It is equally vital to acknowledge relationships that may hinder your progress. Some dynamics can create patterns of doubt, stress, or distraction. Recognizing these influences allows you to establish boundaries that protect your emotional space. Creating distance from negativity does not require conflict. It simply involves prioritizing your well-being and personal direction. Building a support system is an intentional act. Seeking out people who share similar values, interests, or goals can open the door to meaningful connections. Whether through community groups, creative spaces, or shared projects, these environments often foster encouragement and accountability. Reflect on where you feel most aligned and how you might deepen your presence in those spaces. Supportive relationships thrive on mutual care. Offering encouragement, listening attentively, and expressing appreciation strengthen the bonds you value. This exchange creates a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Small gestures of gratitude and presence can transform connections into lasting sources of inspiration and stability. Utilizing resources for growth. Resources act as bridges between intention and action. Recognizing what is available to you, whether knowledge, community, or tools, opens new pathways for development. Growth often begins with a willingness to explore and engage with opportunities that expand your perspective and challenge familiar patterns. Learning resources can provide structure and insight as you shape new habits. Books, podcasts, and educational programs offer guidance that can be woven into your daily routines. By integrating small learning moments into your day, you build steady momentum toward your goals without overwhelming yourself. This gradual approach allows growth to feel sustainable and meaningful. Mindfulness is a resource always within reach. Pausing to observe your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings cultivates clarity and balance. These moments of awareness help you respond with intention rather than impulse, supporting emotional regulation and thoughtful decision-making. Over time, this practice deepens your understanding of yourself and your journey. Relationships themselves are valuable resources. Conversations, shared experiences, and constructive feedback provide insight that cannot always be found alone. Seeking guidance through collaboration or mentorship can offer new perspectives and strengthen your ability to navigate challenges. Reflecting on these exchanges helps you recognize the value of collective wisdom. Finally, shaping your environment with intention can amplify your growth. Tools for organization, creative spaces, and supportive communities all contribute to an atmosphere that encourages progress. By choosing resources that align with your aspirations, you create a setting where positive change feels both possible and natural. This alignment fosters a sense of purpose that carries you forward with clarity and confidence. Chapter 12, Conclusion and Moving Forward. Recap of key concepts. As we revisit the core ideas from small steps, big changes, transform your life with daily choices, we return to the simple truth that lasting transformation is built through intention, not intensity. Each concept highlights how small, thoughtful actions shape the direction of your life. From habit formation to mindful awareness, these microdecisions quietly guide your behaviors, helping you take greater ownership of your path and create change that feels both meaningful and sustainable. Daily mindfulness lays the foundation for this awareness. By pausing even briefly to observe your thoughts and emotions, you create space between impulse and response. This gentle practice reduces stress, strengthens clarity, and invites you to experience the present moment fully. Reflect on a recent moment when slowing down helped you see a situation differently, and consider how you might ask that same presence into your everyday routine. Habit stacking offers a practical way to turn intention into action. By pairing a new habit with an existing one, you create a natural bridge for positive change. For example, while waiting for your morning coffee, you might write down 3 things you appreciate about your life. These small pairings transform ordinary moments into opportunities for growth. Consider which daily routines can become anchors for the changes you want to nurture. Gratitude remains a powerful force for resilience and perspective. When you intentionally notice what is already present and supportive in your life, your focus shifts from scarcity to abundance. This shift can soften challenges and strengthen emotional balance. Take a moment today to acknowledge a few things that brought you comfort, joy, or insight, and reflect on how this awareness shapes your overall outlook. Your daily choices extend into every area of life, including relationships, nourishment, and financial habits. Each interaction, meal, and purchase can either support or distract from your long-term well-being. By approaching these moments with care and awareness, you create a more balanced and fulfilling rhythm. Reflect on where a slight adjustment could lead to greater harmony and confidence in your everyday life. Creating your personal action plan. An action plan transforms reflection into movement. Begin by clarifying what truly matters to you, whether it relates to personal growth, health, or connection with others. Break these larger intentions into simple, achievable steps that can fit naturally into your daily life. This approach keeps progress within reach and builds momentum through steady, consistent effort. Consider the habits that will support your direction. Habit stacking allows you to attach new practices to routines you already follow. Suppose you want to introduce meditation, pairing it with a moment that already exists in your morning, such as after brushing your teeth. These small connections create a sense of flow, making new habits feel less like obligations and more like natural extensions of your day. Mindfulness strengthens your ability to stay aligned with your goals. Even brief moments of focused breathing or quiet observation can bring clarity and calm. These pauses help you reconnect with your intentions throughout the day, especially during moments of stress or distraction. Reflect on how these mindful moments influence your energy, focus, and emotional balance. Gratitude adds emotional depth to your action plan. Writing down a few things you appreciate each day nurtures a mindset of abundance and resilience. This simple practice can shift how you experience both challenges and successes. Take time to notice how gratitude affects your mood and the way you show up in your relationships and responsibilities. Accountability helps your intentions remain active rather than abstract. Sharing your goals with someone you trust or joining a supportive group can provide encouragement and perspective. These connections remind you that growth does not happen in isolation. Reflect on who in your life can walk alongside you as you continue shaping your path forward. Embracing continuous growth. Continuous growth begins with the understanding that every choice, no matter how small, carries meaning. Each decision becomes an opportunity to learn, refine, and expand your sense of self. When you approach life with this mindset, progress feels less like a destination and more like an unfolding journey shaped by curiosity and care. Mindfulness supports this ongoing process by bringing awareness to your inner and outer experiences. Taking time to observe your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings helps you recognize patterns and make more intentional choices. These moments of reflection create space for insight and self-compassion, allowing growth to emerge naturally rather than through pressure. Habit stacking continues to serve as a bridge between intention and action. By weaving new practices into familiar routines, you create stability and consistency. A simple gratitude pause during a daily ritual can become a gentle reminder of your commitment to growth. Reflect on which habits already exist in your life and how they can support the person you are becoming. Gratitude deepens your connection to the present moment. Acknowledging what supports and sustains you each day builds emotional strength and perspective. This awareness can soften challenges and highlight the quiet progress you may otherwise overlook. Take time to notice how appreciation reshapes your experience of both success and difficulty. Finally, remember that growth is reflected in your relationships. Every interaction contributes to the quality of your connections and the sense of community you create. By choosing presence, kindness, and thoughtful communication, you nurture bonds that support mutual development. Reflect on how small shifts in how you listen, speak, and respond can lead to deeper understanding and a more meaningful sense of belonging. As we come to the end of this journey together, I invite you to pause for just a moment. Not to rush forward, not to plan the next step, but simply to breathe and notice where you are right now. Because growth doesn't always arrive in bold, dramatic moments. More often, it shows up quietly, in the choices you make when no one is watching, in the way you speak to yourself after a long day, in the small decisions that gently shape who you are becoming. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. You only need to meet this moment with a little more awareness than you did yesterday, a little more care, a little more intention. As you move forward, let your habits serve as anchors rather than obligations. Let mindfulness become a place you return to, not something you have to get right. Let gratitude soften the edges of your challenges and remind you of the strength you already carry. And remember, this path is not meant to be walked alone. The connections you nurture, the support you allow in, and the kindness you offer others will continue to shape your own growth in ways you may not see right away, but will feel deeply over time. So, wherever you are listening from, whatever season of life you find yourself in, take this with you. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are becoming. Let your next small choice be a gentle vote for the life you want to live. And when you're ready, take the next one after that. Thank you for taking the time to be with me. Until we meet again, move forward with presence, with patience, and with trust in the quiet power of your daily choices.